Okay, so I am just about to head off to yoga with my mum. So you saw what I had as like a little pre-breakfast, where I've got a fair bit of food to get through. If I don't start that early, then there's just a bit of a backlog. So also I have to eat, like in the morning I have to eat, that's just me. I'm too hungry otherwise, so that's going to keep me going for a couple of hours. I thought today I would just take you with me, do a bit of like a what I eat in a day, an update on how everything's going in terms of like reverse dieting, because it's been like a good 3 months now, so I can give you like a bit of an update on that, update on like macros, physique, like all that type of thing, and just have a bit of a chit chat as I go. Really, I'm going to try and chat, share food, and just take you with me. So off to yoga we go. Okay, so I'm back home and I've changed into some more comfies because I'm going to sit and try and get some work done at home this morning. So before I do that, I'm going to do a little bit of a physique style update, which I said I was going to do. Just in general, I think you guys really enjoy it when I take you along on this as a journey, and I know I talk a lot about mindset and focusing on how you feel rather than like constantly obsessing over how you look, but at the same time, as I said in one of my Instagram posts earlier in the week, I think it is completely okay to have goals. It's completely okay to have aesthetic goals. You have every right to be and feel however you want to. So I think there's a bit of a perception that if you do have goals, then it must mean you don't like yourself, you don't love yourself, when actually I think it's healthy to have goals. It's okay to have goals, just have them for the right reasons and go about getting them the right way. Don't approach them like a knob. Actually approach them in a way that's sustainable, a healthy lifestyle, and it's just all about healthy habits, living life rather than punishing yourself. In terms of how the reverse has been going, so I am now coming to the end of month 3. Jack has literally been amazing. Like, I honestly can't tell you enough how life-changing and game-changing it has been having Jack as a coach. So big up, because it's been amazing. But just in general, like I always say that like knowledge is power, and it is, because it gives you the tools to then be able to implement stuff into your own life rather than feeling like you're constantly living by these rules that then when the rules aren't there, you're like, well, what do I do now? Calories right now are at nearly 2,700, which is mad to think about, like crazy. But everything is still responding so good. I have put on a tiny bit of weight, but only literally like about half a pound as an average. But yeah, just in general, I think it's just going so good and just loving it. I did have a few hiccups with digestion, which I'm going to chat about maybe a bit later in the video, but yeah, in general, feeling really good. I'm going to put my numbers and stuff on the screen when I do the update, because although you shouldn't live your life through numbers, I do think they're helpful at showing just where I'm at right now and just being 100% transparent, which is what I'm all about. So I will do that. So as you guys know, snacking is literally, it's just everything to me. I am a big snacker, and to kind of make that work, I would say I tend to have small meals, which then mean I have loads of space for all the snacks. I'm gonna get on with some work. I've got some party rings, a black decaf coffee, and I'm gonna sit and plow through some work, plow through some party rings, and yes, just get on with stuff. lunch is done. As you can tell, I'm just a big fan of convenience. I know I've said it before in a couple of other videos, but just things which are quick and easy and you can buy off the shelf, and you can still make a really yummy meal, but you just don't have to spend hours. Big fan of convenience, so that's why that like little rice packet was perfect, because it had a mix of stuff in it. Threw it in with some chicken sausages, some broccoli, some sauce. It's quite plain, but it definitely did the job. And yeah, so another thing that I am going to touch on is just digestion, because I know I mentioned it at the beginning, but my digestion has had a bit of a rocky road the last couple of weeks, where it's just been having to deal with so much food. So what I've been having a bit of a play with is just trying to get as much as I can out of a meal. So really packing it with a lot of macros, a lot of micronutrients, and just really a good portion that's gonna make a big dent in those macros that I'm trying to work to, but also it's just yummy and still leaves room for snacks and stuff. So that's about it really. I've got some more work to do, so I'm gonna keep working and I will chat to you guys in a bit. So I'm just about to have another little snack, and what I'm gonna have is some prunes. Now, prunes have been a bit of a lifesaver for me the last couple of weeks. They were recommended to me by Jack when I was having a bit of a problem with digestion and just plowing through that amount of food. So prunes are life to me at the moment. I'm having about 2 servings a day, so that's about 60 grams, which is pretty much like a handful. It's not actually that much. Okay, so I'm just going out to get some food for dinner, and I'm thinking that I kind of fancy something like Mexican-y fajita style thing. So I'm probably gonna get some wraps, some chicken, some spicy cheese, like that kind of vibe. A bit of a Mexican style dinner. So I have also had a few more snacks, which I 100% forgot to film, which, as I've said before, like this constantly eating, snacking thing, I'm not joking. I am not joking, guys. It is pretty regular that food goes into my mouth. So I'm gonna go out and get some food and then come back, and then I need to train. So we really need to just get on with things and get things done, because today is really, it's just going. Hello. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, back from food shopping and got lots of bits. Just being attacked. Okay, now full disclosure, amongst the dinner stuff, I did pick up another box of these. Now, Halotop sent me these earlier in the week actually. They are 80 calories a bar, and they are just like little ice creams on a stick, and oh my god, this flavor is so good. So this isn't sponsored. They did gift me a box of all the flavors to try, but I have genuinely gone and bought these again today because they are so good. Literally living my best ice cream life over here. What time is it? 4:20. Just fancied an ice cream. Okay, so next little snack that I'm gonna have is some toast with a fair bit of jam on it. So I'm gonna have some marmalade on it. I don't know if marmalade is a jam. I feel like it is a jam because it's in the jam section, but it's probably not a jam. I'm gonna have marmalade, put it that way. Things like jam, so like strawberry jam, marmalade, honeys, any of those kind of like spreadable bread items are usually super high in carbs and not much else. So I'm living the jam life at the moment. It's really good, a great way of just trying to get a lot of carbs in without having a lot of food volume. So one of the things that I'm definitely noticing is that a lot of food volume is what kind of can cause me to bloat a bit, especially when you're plowing through a fair chunk of carbs. So trying to be clever with things like that, we're actually just having a really good helping of jam on your toast. It's really yummy, and also it just chips away at a big chunk, I can't even talk, big chunk of carbs in one go. So yes. Whoa. Okay, I've just come back upstairs for a minute because I'm gonna get changed because I need to train, and he's literally just sat in between my little legs there. So one thing that I definitely wanted to touch on is a lot of you say to me, how did you get out of the cycle of kind of binging and restricting? I definitely found that I got myself into this real cycle. I would literally kind of be really strict Monday to Friday, and then the weekends would just be like these really big blowouts. I just felt like I was cutting things out that I really liked, and I know you could easily look at some of the stuff that I've eaten today and go, well, that's not healthy, or that's not clean, or whatever word you want to categorize stuff as. But I think the big problem is that you categorize food, like just look at it as food as it is. Yes, some things have more micronutrients in them, as in they have more goodness in them, like veggies and fruits and whole grains and all that type of stuff is amazing and should 100% be in your diet. But there's all sorts of other stuff in there which, if you like it, get it in there, because you've got to live this life, and they're the things that I enjoy. So that's what I incorporate into every day. I think for me, the biggest problem and the biggest cause of binging and blowouts was restriction, was cutting things out, was labeling things as good and bad, and actually now just practicing moderation, not deprivation, as I've said a million times before, and just balancing things out rather than cutting things out. I think as well, just generally fueling your body with enough food that it needs to perform well is really important, because ultimately if you're hungry and you're feeling deprived and all that type of thing, then it's easy for stuff to get out of control. Right, I'm gonna go and train. We gotta get on with this. Cheeky little pre-workout. We're gonna have these guys, and I'm also gonna get a knockout, one of these guys. I'm training legs now, so I'm gonna have that kind of as I go. Have my chewits, still keeping those carbs going. Chewits, strawberry chewits are literally my favorite thing. They're just the OG sweet, they're so good. So I'm gonna have those and then get going, get training and get this done, because I've literally been putting it off all day because I know it's gonna be absolutely minging, but I know I'm gonna feel really good at the end. So let's go. That's gonna tie me over for all of probably about 10 minutes because I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna have that whilst I cook, and then we're gonna get dinner down. So I'm hungry, very hungry. That was a tough session, so hungry. Okay, so dessert is going to be a little mini pot of ice cream. These are the Ben & Jerry's Mouphoria. Slightly lower calorie, they're 120 calories in like a serving, and this mini pot is a serving. So as I've said before, loads of times, you know that mini things are my vibe. Mini everything is just, it's great because it's already a portion. It's like you don't even have to think about it, it's already a portion. And I know for me, yes, I preach about moderation and all that type of thing. That does not mean that I have 100% got it mastered all the time. I still love my ice cream, love all those things. So just anything which just helps, makes it easy. It's a portion, it's like a little tub, and I can sit and just tuck into it without even really thinking about it. Right guys, I am gonna finish the video here so that I can have my dessert and chill out a bit because it's actually been quite a long day with work and stuff. So I'm gonna do that. I hope you did like this kind of like what I eat in a day video, and I promise the videos are now going to be more regular, which if you've seen my Instagram post tonight, you'll know why. So let me know below what you want to see more of, what you want to see in general. Make sure you do subscribe if you did enjoy, so that you know when the next one comes up, and come and say hey to me on Instagram, because I try and post stuff on there every day and share foodie bits and workouts and that type of stuff. So come and say hey over there, and that's it really. Gonna go chill. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in a bit.